What's stopping you? What's holding you back from being the person you've always wanted to be? Is it fear, doubt, the opinions of others? Or maybe it's the limits you've placed on yourself. Let me tell you something. The only limits you have are the ones you believe in, the ones you allow to exist in your mind. But today, that ends. Today, we're going to talk about breaking free from every single limit in your life. Today, you're going to declare, no more limits! Here's the truth. Most of the limits in your life aren't real. They're illusions. They exist because someone, somewhere, told you that you couldn't do something, and you believed them. Maybe it was a teacher who said you weren't smart enough. Maybe it was a parent who told you to be realistic. Maybe it was society that made you feel like you didn't belong, like you weren't capable of achieving greatness. And maybe, just maybe, the person who's been limiting you the most is you. Think about it. How many times have you said, I can't do that. That's impossible for me. I'm not good enough. These words, these thoughts, they're limits, and they've been controlling your life for far too long. But here's the good news. You can break free. You can destroy those limits. You can create a life without boundaries, a life where anything is possible. You just have to decide, right now, that you're done with limits. Have you ever wondered why we limit ourselves? It's because of fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown. We tell ourselves, if I don't try, I can't fail. But the truth is, by not trying, you're already failing. It's also because of comfort. Limits make us feel safe. They keep us in our comfort zone. But here's the thing. Nothing great ever happens in the comfort zone. Growth, success, fulfillment, they all exist outside the limits you've placed on yourself. And sometimes, it's because of the past. Maybe you've failed before. Maybe you've been hurt. Maybe you've been told no so many times that you've started to believe it. But here's what you need to know. Your past does not define your future. Just because you've been limited before doesn't mean you have to stay limited. So how do you break free from your limits? How do you step into a life without boundaries? It starts with one thing, belief. You have to believe that you are capable of more, that you are worthy of success, that you are stronger than every obstacle, every fear, every doubt. Because you are. Here's how you can start breaking free from your limits today. 1. Challenge your beliefs. Every time you think, I can't, ask yourself, why not? Most of the time, you'll realize there's no real reason. The only thing stopping you is you. Start replacing I can't with I can. Replace that's impossible with anything is possible. 2. Take massive action. The best way to destroy your limits is to prove to yourself that they don't exist. And the only way to do that is to take action. Do the thing you're afraid of. Try the thing you think you can't do. Push yourself farther than you've ever gone before. Every time you take action, you weaken the limits in your mind. You prove to yourself that you're stronger than you thought. 3. Embrace failure. Here's a secret. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of success. Every failure is a lesson. Every mistake is a step forward. When you stop fearing failure, you stop fearing limits, because you realize the only way to truly fail is to never try. 4. Dream bigger. Most of the time, our limits come from the size of our dreams. We dream small because we're afraid to dream big. But here's the truth. The size of your dream determines the size of your life. So dream bigger. Push your vision beyond what you think is possible. Set goals that scare you, because when you dream big, you break free from the limits of your past. Let's be real. We've all made excuses. I don't have enough time. I'm not talented enough. I'll start tomorrow. But here's the thing. Excuses are just another form of limits. They're lies we tell ourselves to avoid taking responsibility for our lives. If you want to live a life without limits, you have to stop making excuses. You have to take full responsibility for your life. Say it with me. No more excuses. No more limits. I am in control. Imagine a life without limits. A life where you chase your dreams fearlessly. A life where you embrace every challenge as an opportunity. A life where you wake up every morning knowing that anything is possible. That life is waiting for you. It's within your reach. But you have to take the first step. You have to decide that you're done with limits. Because here's the truth. The only limits that exist are the ones you allow to exist. Let me tell you a story. There was once a man who was told he would never walk again. A tragic accident left him paralyzed from the waist down. The doctor said it was impossible. He didn't believe them. He refused to accept their limits. He pushed himself harder than anyone thought possible. He trained every day. He fell and got back up. He failed and tried again. And one day, he walked. Not because it was easy, not because it was guaranteed, but because he believed that his limits didn't define him. That man's story is proof that limits can be broken. So now, the question is, what are you going to do? Are you going to let limits control your life, or are you going to break free? The choice is yours. Today, I challenge you to declare no more limits, no more fear, no more excuses, no more settling for less than you deserve. This is your life, your moment, your chance to create the future you've always wanted. Say it with me. No more limits. Say it louder. No more limits. Now go out there and prove it. The world is waiting for you. Your time is now. No more limits.